Hello, friend, and welcome. If you're new here, I'm excited to meet you, and if you're returning, I hope you're having a much better day than the last time we talked. I want to remind you that my readings do include a little bit of shadow work, along with intuitive messages, tarot, and oracle cards. The point of this is to help you on your transformational journey, so that way you can see yourself, you can heal yourself, and you can, get guidance along the way. Because remember, every journey is one step at a time, and I'm just here to help you with each step. Well, at least this step. So today I want to find out what it is that we need to know right now about now. And I'm going to start with the tarot cards today because I am feeling tarot cards. Oh, okay, that was a lot of cards. We are going to, we're going to take them all. Okay, let's see what we got for this reading. So the first card we have is the Eight of Wands. So this is that thing where you have to understand that whatever you're going to do is going to land. It's going to stick. It's going to make a difference. But what's important and what we sometimes forget is like this. Sometimes when we get this card, we feel complacent and we forget that we still have to actually do the thing. It's one of those things where it's like if you were to go to a fortune teller and they were going to tell you that, hey, don't worry about the championship game, you're going to win. You stop practicing because you're going to win. It's one of those things where the reason why you won is because of all the practice you did from now until then. So this card is coming through and it's that reminder that yes, all the things that you're going to do are going to land, but you still have to do the things. And the Eight of Wands themselves is about passion, desire, drive to create, to do things. It's an active card. Action is what is necessary here. And when we're seeing this card, like the cougar is leaping. It's leaping onto its prey. At least that's what I always assume it is. And it's one of those things, it can't actually catch its prey until it leaps. And then after that, it still has to make sure it lands its mouth in the right spot to be able to bring it down. Like there's still more things that have to be done, but it's going to be done with precision. It's going to be done with precision and it's going to be done with accuracy. So understand that what you do, even if you don't know the precision and accuracy part, what you do is going to naturally land where it needs to. Again, it's just about you needing to do the thing. And then we have strength. Okay. Strength in reverse. Yeah, that's fine. I just find it interesting that I'm pretty sure these are the only two big cats in the whole entire tarot and we just got them back to back. So let's talk about strength in its reverse position. This is telling me that you have forgotten your strength. And yes, it could be because you've been doing this thing for a while. You've been going at it for a while and you're exhausted, you're tired, you feel little motivation to move forward. But here's the thing. The strength isn't necessarily about you doing the heavy part. It's not about you having to recreate the wheel. It's about you using the wheel that you've already created. It's not something that has to roar this time. It's a quiet strength. And it's that strength that you need to do to move forward. So instead of being like, Kirsten, I've been doing this for forever and I'm tired and I'm exhausted and I don't think I can keep going anymore, it's fine. Allow yourself to rest. Resting is part of that strength. Know your boundaries and know when you have to push. This is one of those times where you're being asked to use your more intellectual strength than you use your physical strength. Sometimes it's brain over brawn, sometimes it's brawn over brain, sometimes it's both. But right now, you need to utilize and realize how strong you actually have become. Did you go to the gym and start lifting 5-pound weights and now you're lifting 30-pound weights and you don't realize your growth? Because this is what this card often reminds us, is that there's been growth and that we have built up and that we have the stamina and we have the resilience and we can do it. We just need to realize that what we're doing now isn't going to be anything that we have to continue to do if we just look at what we're doing. Are you doing just as many reps and just as many things as you did with those 5-pound weights, with those 30-pound weights, and expecting to have the same amount of results, to have the same amount of satisfaction, to have the same amount of, dopamine. Like there's something different this time. It's not that you've gone weak. It's just that you've built yourself up and you've forgotten that the amount of work you're doing now used to take so much longer in the past, and you are trying to hold yourself to a standard that no longer matters, is what I'm getting at here. Then we have the Five of Swords. So that's the Four of Swords. Okay, yeah, I was like, that doesn't look like a Five of Swords card, but okay, it's the 4. The font on this can be difficult sometimes to read. With the Four of Swords, this is one of those times where I understand that we like have put our head in the clouds, and that's okay. The thing is you can't stay there. The Four of Swords is us allowing ourselves to think outside the box and to just let our mind run rampant. But sometimes we escape too much. Sometimes we put too much emphasis on that life in the sky and we forget that we still have things that we have to do right now. We still have mundane things that we have to take care of. You still have to do dishes, you still have to pay bills, you still have to, make ends meet. You still have to take care of yourself. All these things are still important. You can keep creating that life in the sky, but you need to also keep 2 feet planted in the earth and, do things now that allow you to get closer to that. And you'll be like, Kirsten, I don't know what that is. Ironically, it's doing the dishes, it's doing the laundry, it's paying the bills, but it's doing it with the intent of knowing that it's getting you closer. And I don't know how many times doing the mundane has brought me answers to get me to that next phase, to get me to that next step. So when you feel like you're not moving forward, or you feel like you're hitting a wall, or you feel like life's not happening, allow yourself just to take some care for yourself, do something for yourself, and realize the answer really might be in the mundane. Oh, that was trying to twist. All right, then we have the Six of Swords, transition, and this is reversed. What I love about this card, and I'm going to say this almost every time I see it, is this is the only minor arcana card that typically has always 2 elements in every tarot deck that this is. Not all of them, but in almost every one. And it's the suit of air that always has water in it. And that's because the head starts and the heart has to follow. What do I mean by that? Okay, say you are in a toxic relationship and you know that your current partner is not good for you. You have the ability to, choose to stay with them or to leave. Your head knows that the answer is to leave, but your heart is the one that's going to be stubborn and say, I really don't know about this. Your head starts, your heart has to follow. You leave them, and your head's like, yes, I'm finally free, but those emotions are still there. Keep doing the thing that you need to do for yourself, because eventually your emotions and everything else will catch up. It's about you using your intellect in order to achieve what it is that you need to do. And you've already started this. This isn't something that's like new or something that you had to consider. You've already been doing it. This card is just here to say that, yes, you are working to make that difference. You are working to do the thing, but understand that it's going to take a little bit of time for your heart to catch up. Your head starts, your heart has to follow. Then we have the Hierophant. So there's something about this that is about you following a traditional path, you following a traditional route. When I get the Hierophant, it's one of those reminders that you're doing something that's already been done, and it's best to follow course. Me personally, I don't like to follow what's already been done. I like to make my own path, but over time in my life, I had learned that, again, why reinvent the wheel when it's already been created? And so it's one of those, use the opportunities, use the lessons, use the paths that have already been made, and use it to your advantage to get further. This isn't that you have to follow in someone's shadow or be in someone's footsteps. This is you still going about your own path. You're just taking paths that have already been made to get you there quicker, instead of having to make your own, which would just, prolong the inevitable. The inevitable being that you succeed, the inevitable being that you get what you're going after. Allow yourself, though, to seek higher forms of wisdom, whether that be courses online, whether that be a book, whether that be just some YouTube tutorials. I don't know what it is that you need to find the answer from, but this is one of those few times I'm going to tell you to use external sources of knowledge to find the answer. And then we have the Eight of Swords. So you're putting your own limitations on yourself. In this picture, it's one of those where, the lady thinks that she's stuck in the tree, but she forgets that she can easily walk out of the tree. I actually had to read up on this card in a little book because I was curious about why she was in the tree. And the thing is she decided to hide in the tree because hiding in the tree saved her from pursuers originally. And then now that she's in the tree, she thinks that she can't get out of the tree because it's her only safe spot. Truth is, yeah, whatever limiting belief you trusted or thought of at first, might have been something that actually helped you, but it's no longer serving you, so we need to let it go. It's no longer a part of you. It's you, your own mind, your own brain, your own beliefs, your own truths that are keeping you from being able to move forward. And it's real easy to say, hey, just release those. Hey, let those go. Hey, just break free of those. It's a lot harder to say. So already I see here that the answer isn't so much in logic, but in action. Why do I say that? Actively doing things helps you break those limiting beliefs. Even if you're doing something that already fits in those beliefs, just trust me when I say the action and creation is what's going to help you break free from that. Psychology's already proven that you can create new brain pathways and new synapses for things to be able to connect and things to work if you're in a creative state. So allow yourself to keep doing the action, to do the creating. And yes, you've been at this for a little bit, but the only way to help you get forward is to keep doing, is to keep following that path that you're doing. Allow yourself to utilize what's already out there to help you break from these beliefs, and you're gonna be there. But it's got to be in the action of doing, because right now we're really in our head and we really need to get back into earth. What else do we need to know about right now? And what can we do outside of just the action and mundane to help us get past our limiting beliefs? Because limiting beliefs, like I said, they're difficult to just overcome. It's easier said than done. And whenever we talk about limiting beliefs, it's always, somebody's in a cage and the door's open and the key's right there, and it's everyone's like, oh, you just change your perspective, you just change your shift. That picture makes it so simplistic that it makes it feel hard and embarrassing when you can't do it yourself. It is a difficult process, but it's also a simple process. And once you figure out what works for you, it's going to become a lot easier. But figuring out what works for you is something that is going to maybe take a little bit of time. But remember that we have this 8 of Wands here, so as long as you actively start doing it, it's going to land. Just maybe, again, look up, do some reading, do some research on how to help yourself break those limiting beliefs, and it's going to go a lot quicker. So we got Remembrance here. Remembrance here is to come and tell you that there's something, sorry, okay, there's someone that needs to hear this, because the intuitive message was that, this is the red blood moon from Zelda, the past 2 Zelda games, Breath of the Wild and Tears in the Kingdom? Sure. And it's that whenever, the red blood moon comes up, everything comes back. And it's ironic that this card is Remembrance, and that's what came to me. So understand that what you're going through or what you need to do is something that you've done before. When I'm seeing this Remembrance, and because of that image and that story that I got with the Zelda game, it's one of those where you've done this before, you just kind of forgot. So what is it that you've already done that can help you to make this easier? And again, I know I said the answer wasn't necessarily internal and that it was external, but what have you done in the past? Where have you looked for answers in the past that have allowed you to make things easier? And remembering what works is sometimes, how do I say this? I'm real big about avoiding the nostalgia trap, but also the past can help you understand what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And right now there's an answer that has worked repeatedly for you multiple times, and trust that is what I'm getting at here. Exile. So this card is very airy and very wispy in the background, and to me that is about you exiling those beliefs that we were talking about, just realizing that they are no longer a part of you and shunning them. Again, easier said than done, I know, but it's also important. There's also another message coming through with this card, and this is specific for a few of you, this isn't all of you, that you yourself feel exiled because of the decisions that you've made. And I want to point out that this card, this still has roots here, okay? And those roots are you creating and digging your deets digging your deets, digging your roots deeper. My dyslexia, woof. And when you see those roots being dug up deeper, it's that you are doing what you need to survive. You are anchoring yourself in place. But you're exiled from something that no longer served you, and you're going to find your own tribe. Being exiled just means you're exiled from a community. It doesn't mean you're exiled from the world. And a lot of times you're exiled from that community because there's something that you believe in or that you want that's different from the rest. And as long as you're not harming yourself or anyone else, there should be no reason why you can't find people who are like-minded like you that are going to help you and support you in whatever it is that you're doing. Intellect. Okay, I have said this, multiple times through this reading, that you are going to have to use knowledge to get yourself out of this space. And octopuses are like just geniuses in the sense of they have left humans more confused than almost any other animal. They have outsmarted us in many situations. You can look up many stories about octopuses escaping, aquariums or like acting certain ways to get certain favors for what they want. Like, they are so smart. And so this is that reminder that right now, it's not about how you feel, it's about what you know. And right now, the answer is to use logic. The answer is to use, understanding. The answer isn't necessarily about how you feel. It's about what you know and doing something with that information. Grief. So the message that instantly came to me when I got this card is you need to let go of that old version of you. You need to let go of that past version of you. That part of you is part of this limiting belief, and that part of you is not allowing you to move forward as quickly. You're going to be like, okay, Kirsten, what does that even mean? Well, for some of you, that means maybe letting go of the dreams that are no longer yours, that were given to you by other people that you thought could carry forward into your new life. So that could be, your family always wanted you to be a lawyer and you thought that you could be a lawyer and an artist. Maybe someone out there is doing it, but that's not what's going to work for you. You need to drop the expectations of what other people wanted and you need to start doing for yourself. With that being said, though, it could be that there's things about you that you want to bring forward that's not serving you either. So have you been living a very indulgent life up until this point, and maybe now is the time where you need to get into a little more discipline, where you need to start being a bit healthier, where you need to start exercising a bit more. You need to allow yourself to say, okay, that indulgent life can't stay with me right now and as I go into this next phase. I'm not saying you'll never be able to indulge. I'm just saying in order to move forward, you need to give yourself a little bit more of a regimen. You need to give yourself a little bit of a more routine. You need to do something different than what you were doing. Or maybe you've been living the strict, structured life and you need to get into indulging. I'm not exactly sure what it is in your state. The message was very clear though when I turned over this card, is that you need to let go of the old you. So whatever version that old you is, it needs to be let go of so that way you can move forward. I'm curious what the cards can tell us that is going to help us to let go of that old us and help us remember so that way we can move forward. So I'm literally asking what it is that's going to help us to remember what it is that we need to remember so that way we can move forward and be who we are meant to be. Also, when I was pulling those cards, every card I pulled felt very distinct and like it had purpose, which almost makes me feel like once you figure this out, that everything's gonna click. It's just gonna bring so much instant clarity. Teaching. Okay, so I want to remind you that we got the Hierophant and now we're getting teaching. Intellect is also here. And teaching's one of those things where a lot of times as you explain something or you teach someone else something that you know, you allow yourself to say it and see it in a different perspective, and sometimes the answer is within that moment. I don't know how many times I give tarot readings and I'll have my own personal problems going on and I'll be at an expo where I give anywhere from 7 to 10 readings a day. And it's one of those where I get answers to my problem as I'm giving tarot readings for other people. Not every tarot reading pertains to me, but there will be a card or a story I tell or something and I'm like, oh, I get it. And I keep it to myself. I mean, it's not like I have to share that with the other person, but it's one of those moments where I'm teaching somebody something, or I'm telling or explaining something to somebody, and all of a sudden I get my own answer to my own problem. So allow yourself to be able to reach out and share what it is that you're doing, what it is that you're going through, and maybe, the solution is something simply as just talking to somebody or teaching someone something about what it is that you're doing, and that way you can see the problem. Burden. I have to say, I use this deck a lot. This is the first time I've seen this card. I don't know how many times I've used this deck, and I don't remember this card. I also want to point out Burden's a 10 card, and this has given me very 10 of Wands energy. But let's talk about this ant and carrying the leaf. This is a singular ant carrying a really big leaf. And I know that ants can carry, I think up to 10 times their body weight, which is crazy. But hear me out. As I'm seeing this card, I see an ant that is just trying to carry the whole colony on its back and forgetting that it's part of a colony. And as it's forgetting that it's part of a colony, it's trying to do too much. And because it's trying to do too much, it's literally just breaking itself. It's breaking itself and slowing itself down, where if it did things in smaller chunks and remember that there's a community there to help, to create, it would get so much more done quick. It's kind of along the lines, and I'm 100% guilty of this, of trying to get all the groceries in one trip. Yes, I know how, annoying it is to make multiple trips, especially if you have stairs. I used to live in 3-story apartments, and I've lived on the top floor more times than I can count. But also, how many times can you almost break your fingers, or, have the bags lined up on your arms, just digging in and creating, those, obnoxious little, rings that hurt, when it would just be easier to make the multiple steps. And it would probably even be quicker, if you think about it. So think about how that would apply to your own life, though. What is it that you're doing, that you're trying to accomplish just something, really ridiculously big, when you can chop it up to smaller chunks? When you can make a list and you can be like, okay, let's goal set to just get to this part. So, let's make a list and let's break it down to 4. Let's break it down to 4 sections, and your goal is just to get that first section done. How can you break this down into smaller bits instead of just trying to force it in one big go? Letting go. We talked about that with this grief card, and I even kind of talked about that with exile. So I see letting go, and it's that reminder that yes, you have to do things differently. You have to allow yourself to be different. You have to allow yourself to let yourself be, and be what it is that you need to be in order to move forward. What exactly does that look like? What exactly does that mean? It's different for everybody. You are going to know, though. The fact that I got letting go, to me, means you already have an inkling that this isn't some huge mystery, but you know what you need to do, and it's a matter of you doing it. And then we got retreat, which was a card I actually thought we were going to get with this, because a lot of times, yeah, you have to, use external, answers and use intellect, but you still need to give yourself time to integrate. You still need to give yourself time and ability to see things differently. And when I get retreat, it's that card, that reminder that sometimes it's about you putting yourself first. This isn't about you going into hermit mode. This is you putting yourself first and getting the things that you need to do. So this looks like self-care. This looks like taking a shower. It looks like doing laundry, cleaning your house, changing your sheets, just things that are going to benefit you. And as long as you're doing this in a way that doesn't harm anyone else, then it's fine. But this is what you need to do. Now let's just ask for affirmations. And you know what? I'm going to count those two as, even though they literally flew. Let's just ask for some affirmations to help us get through this phase. Just some encouragement. It's just some quick, easy, how to get out of this slump that we are in. All right, what are these first two that flew at us? No one else is you. This is a beautiful reminder that you are the one that's going to achieve and create things. You are the one that gets to make the difference in your life. You are the one that gets to create your own life. But remember how I talked about the exile card, and I remember how it was specific to some people and not all of you. but like how you dig your roots deeper, which I said that for the first time perfectly. And the more you do it, the more you're going to find your tribe. This card represents winter. And whenever I talk about winter, I talk about digging your roots deeper and allowing yourself the ability to do the internal work. But this tree is also blossoming in winter, and I don't know what tree this is supposed to be. I should probably look into that. The point of it being, though, is you're going to be different than almost everybody else, and that's okay. Your situation's going to be different. That's okay. But there's still like things that you can do to look up, to understand. There's still answers that have already like been out there for you. It's going to apply to you, and it's going to help you to get quicker to getting back to who you are, the uniqueness of you. So no one else is you is that reminder that, yeah, you have your own unique story, but the fact and all the things and all the variables that have created you as you are now, think about it and just take a moment. I don't care if you have to pause the video. Pause the video and reflect about all the instances, all the just crazy amount of things that have had to have happened to help create the very version of you that you are now. And then we have turn the page. So again, that let go, that grief, the transition, turn the page. Allow yourself the ability to say, you know what? This is no longer my life. I'm going to change my life. I'm going to do better, and I'm going to be better. Whatever that is for you, you are the one that knows that. So you need to allow yourself to turn the page. You need to allow yourself to let go. Use that octopus, turn that page. Permission granted. Okay, I'm not sure what more you need right now, but like, you got turn the page, you got let go, you got just do the thing. Now you get permission granted. Just walk through the door, be you. Do the thing that you want to do. And be unstoppable. Okay. I'm sorry. These 4 cards, no one else is you, turn the page, permission granted, and be unstoppable, is just like, bam, like, just do you 100%. As long as whatever you're doing harms no one else, including yourself, do you. Just be and do the thing that you want to be. Stop worrying about all the internal and external things, because that's you worrying about the limiting beliefs. That's that courage that you're creating here. So stop worrying about everything and start being you. Step out of the tree, step out of the cage. You are safe now to create and do what it is you need to do. So just do it. And if you really need help or advice, and you're just not sure where to turn, I do have some private coaching availability, and you know what? I'd love to help you. Also, I have readings available in the description below. There's a link for it. But know too that sometimes if you just put your story in the comments, I'm not saying you have to, but I even said earlier how like telling your story and talking about it with this teaching card sometimes helps you find the solution as well. So share your story in the comments, let us know what's going on, and maybe you'll find some answers there along the way too. This is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Let me know what resonates. I love you so much. You're going to be amazing. You're going to do this, and I can't wait to see you soon. Bye-bye.